Good morning everyone and welcome to Morning Markets from True Potential. Today we'll be looking at equity and bond market performance from yesterday, then I'll look at some of the latest jobs data out from the US. Equity markets were broadly flat yesterday, although there was a reasonable amount of dispersion when looking at sector performance. The FTSE 100 was marginally down, minus 0.1%. Europe was up plus 0.2%. Overnight in Japan, they were up pretty strong, 2.1%, whilst yesterday the S&P 500 was up just 0.1%. We saw value outperform growth in the US, with the likes of financials and industrial companies leading the market. In bond markets, here is where we saw some pretty interesting moves, where the 10-year US Treasury yield pushed out by 5 basis points to 1.62%. The thought of the Federal Reserve tapering their assets purchases remains a key area of focus for investors. Elsewhere, we saw similar movements in sovereign bond yields here in the UK, where we saw the UK gilt yields also move out by 5 basis points to 0.8%. In currency markets, they were broadly flat. Sterling against the US dollar and against the euro, little movement. The other area of focus that I wanted to touch on was the latest US initial jobless claims data, which is released each week. The statistics provides another important data point to measure and assess the US economic recovery. The data shows how many of those workers who have left the workforce have started claiming unemployment benefits. We can also look to those who are already claiming unemployment benefits to see how many are continuing to rely on such support. As we can see from the chart, as the coronavirus pandemic took hold last year, redundancies rocketed, with initial claims in the dark blue line rising from approximately 200,000 to over 6 million in a matter of weeks. Those who needed unemployment benefit continued throughout most of last year. However, those needing to claim unemployment benefits started to fall as the government introduced emergency support measures for businesses, thereby allowing them to hire once again. This week's figures show jobless claims trended down again to 406,000 from 444,000, better than expected as firms look to hire rather than fire. This is good news, as it's another step closer to getting back to those pre-pandemic levels. With the economic reopening in full force, there is no reason why this trend should end. Interestingly, there are reports of companies actually struggling to find the right workers with the right skills. Therefore, they're having to entice workers with higher wages. This is good news. It's good news for the workers and it's good news for the economy, as consumption of goods and services should stay elevated going forward. Thank you for listening and enjoy the bank holiday weekend. We'll see you next week.
Subscribing to the True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to your YouTube app on your phone, type in True Potential and press the red subscribe option. You'll then be notified as and when new videos are released.